Hello and welcome to Johnny Reeg's Football 101. This is going to be a new segment I'm going to try to do every once in a while. I hope that you like it. As you can see, if you want to contact me on Twitter, it's at MedfordCaniac. The first play I'm going to explain here is a two tight end formation seam route. Your five offensive linemen. You hike the ball to the quarterback here. There's your left running back and your fullback. This running back will run into the flat, and your other running back will be able to help with pass protection. I'm going to make sure that these offensive linemen, your tackles, two guards, and your center drop back, kind of form like a U or horseshoe for a pocket. One of your tight ends here will just run a box route outside. This tight end will go up the seam, probably 25-30 yards, kind of like a Jimmy Graham or a Gronkowski. And then your other wide receiver will go out and cut across here. So this is a typical two tight end formation with a seam route. It can also be changed where this tight end can cut toward the sideline and your receiver can go deep, depending on the formation of the defense. Okay, the next play that I have is a defensive play where you're going to have the defense rush 3 players and drop 8 into coverage. So you'll have your 2 defensive ends, your nose tackle. And this would be an outside linebacker who would cover maybe a tight end here. 6 defensive backs to cover the wide receiver and tight end or other wide receiver on the other side. This extra defensive back or linebacker, depending on what you use, will stay in the middle as like a zone coverage. It's like a tight end comes over the middle. This defensive back will drop this way. This one will drop this way. And then this one will cover the deep route. I mean, this is really when you want to play almost like a prevent defense later in the game where you don't want to give up big chunks of yardage because they can usually get these 5 or 6 yard patterns in here. But if you want to prevent the big play, this is usually what you would go with. Or unless you have a phenomenal pass rush where you can get there with 3, which not too many teams nowadays do have that. But this is just a basic rush 3, drop 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defensive backs, a linebacker, and another linebacker or a defensive back, which would make it 7 defensive backs, depending on what the coach wants to do. So that's a 3-8, and this would be tough to stop the run. However, if you do see a run play, this guy can jump up, and then he can jump up there, and you can try to push the middle. Okay. This next play is, a basic play that teams have been running for a long time. It's a 2 tight end set, which is a power sweep, which it has your 5 offensive linemen here, your 2 tackles, your guards, and your center. Tight end on this side, a tight end on this side, so that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wide receiver here who hopefully blocks like an Ed McCaffrey type. Basically, your quarterback would be on the center, who would hike the ball to get the ball hiked back. He would drop to this running back here, and the guard and the tackle are going to pull to try to end up in here where the running back will take the ball and sweep it around the corner. The Green Bay Packers made this play famous in the 1960s. Another variation off this would be if you did like not just a play, but a play action pass where the quarterback fakes it to here, kind of rolls out, and then maybe the tight end can do a square and you can throw a pass to him here. Just a little different wrinkle to the play because if they think it's going to be a power sweep, if you play fake, and you're a good quarterback who can be mobile, play fake it and roll out to this way, this tight end should be wide open in this space. Maybe like Cam Newton or Andrew Luck or when he was healthy in RG3. Can do like a little play fake and roll and dump it off here. So 2 different variations, the power sweep, then a play action fake and a throw to the tight end on the outside here. Alright, this next play is an interesting one where you want to get pressure on the quarterback. This is called an all-out blitz, which another name for the all-out blitz is a zero coverage blitz. Zero coverage means everybody will be covering the two wide receivers, the tight end, and the outside receiver, one-on-one coverage. So there's basically no help here. What this means is these defensive players, your tackles, your defensive ends, and your outside linebackers, somebody better get in here and disrupt this play. Because if not, unless you have Deion Sanders in his prime, or Rod Woodson, or Lester Hayes, Mike Haynes, Champ Bailey, Darrell Revis, etc., covering these guys one-on-one, somebody's going to be open. And then there's always a big chance for a big play down the field up here if these guys get beat quickly. However, if you're at the end of the game and you really know you need to get to the quarterback, use this all-out blitz or zero coverage play to try to put the pressure on. And then maybe you can come to the outside. These guys can do stunts, etc. Try to confuse the quarterback. What most important thing is confusing the quarterback, because without doing that, you give anybody time. Rex Grossman, Geno Smith, very mediocre quarterbacks. They will beat any coverage if they have time. That's the way it is in today's NFL. So zero coverage blitz, get in there and try to knock the quarterback out. Everybody has one-on-one coverage. All right, the next play that I have is called a naked bootleg offensive play. You have your offensive lineman here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, which could be 2 tight ends here. You'd have your tackle, guard, and center. Hike it to the quarterback, then fake it to this running back, and kind of roll out. He's going to fake like a play-action fake and roll out this way. You need to hit the tight end here with a little short pass. Or if he has time, he can throw it to this wide receiver maybe 15, 20 yards down the field. If these guys aren't open and the play is open, he can run down the sideline. This is a good play for, say, Cam Newton, RG3 when he's healthy, Andrew Luck. As a Bronco fan, I know he's not the best quarterback Denver had, but he wasn't bad. Jake Plummer was great at running this play. You fake it to Clinton Portis, roll out, dump it off either to Daniel Graham, Ed McCaffrey over here, etc. Plummer was really good at that play. Elway did it some too. And Shanahan loved that play. I know he used it pretty well with RG3 last year. This year didn't work out very well for RG3, unfortunately, with the injuries and bad communications with Shanny, but that's it. Naked bootleg. Hike it to the quarterback. Play fake it to your running back. Roll to the side here. Either dump it to your tight end, hit it to your other wide receiver, or run up the sideline. That's a naked boot. This play here is a basic post pattern, but there's other variations on what the quarterback can do. Center hikes the ball to the quarterback. Remember, we want to form a nice pocket. Drop back, your 2 tackles, your guards, and your center. Try to form the horseshoe. Hike it to your quarterback, and then a post pattern deep either on this side or on this side, trying to throw the ball maybe 30 or 40 yards up the field. However, if you look back and there's double coverage, there's other options for the quarterback. He can either hit his tight end here on a square out towards the sidelines. He could dump it off to his running back here, or he could hit his other wide receiver on like a 7-yard square in pattern. But the main objective of this is the post pattern, which that's kind of more like a skinny post, and that's a deep post pattern which would go up the field. You want to throw the ball up top to that wide receiver. You always want to take a shot because you don't want to be too conservative. Like some people have heard that Alex Smith, king of the checkdowns. You can't do that forever because eventually a defense is going to creep up. If you don't take any shots down the field, it's going to be tough for them to move the ball. Unless the defensive backs are really horrible and they can't cover the short passes. But most defensive backs in this NFL nowadays won't be able to cover those. So you got to take some shots down the field to loosen them up so those 15-yard intermediate routes are open. Those are the most important routes that will move the trains, get the first downs, and would end up scoring touchdowns for you. All right, well, I want to thank everybody for watching the video. This is the last play I'm going to do today. Try to come up with more. I'm trying to be creative. I'm digging in my brain, looking back on the internet, seeing what's out there, etc. Please, if you have any comments, questions, leave them in the comments box on YouTube. Ask me a question. Say, John, I'd like to see this. I'd like you to research this, because absolutely I'll do it. You can always hit me up at Medfordcaniac, MEDFORDCANIAC on Twitter. And I hope you all have a good evening. Thank you.